Good evening. This is John Flocall. We are bringing you coverage of the 2012 presidential election. Let's go now to Tampa, Florida for the Republican National Convention with our roving reporter, Phil Willey.
Thank you, John. I am here with a number of the former contenders for the Republican presidential nomination. Representative Michelle Bachmann, you pulled out a little early from the Republican primaries. How do you feel about being knocked out of the race so early?
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller.
Why do you feel you would have been a good presidential nominee?
I am beautiful, no matter what they say. Words can't bring me down.
Thank you, Ms. Bachmann. Governor Rick Perry, you had a little trouble in one of the debates. What happened?
Last time we talked, the night that I walked burns like an iron in the back of my mind. I must have been high.
What was going through your mind when you could not remember the third government agency?
Help! I need somebody. Help! Not just anybody. Help! You know I need someone. Help!
Newt Gingrich, you had a little financial difficulty in keeping up with the spending in the Republican primary. How do you feel about that?
I guess the change in my pocket wasn't enough. I'm like, forget you and forget her too. Said if I was richer, I'd still be richer.
After all the expenses of running a campaign, how are your finances now?
I ain't got no money. I ain't got no car to take you on a date.
Rick Santorum, you ran a pretty good race with limited resources. What are your thoughts now that you are out of the race?
I might have to wait, I'll never give up. I guess it's half timing and the other half's luck.
Ron Paul, technically you're still in the race. Do you feel you have a shot at becoming the nominee?
I like dreaming, cause dreaming can make you mine.
Some Republicans say that you are too old and should drop out of the race so you don't split the Republican vote. What do you say about that?
Say it ain't so, I will not go. Turn the lights off, carry me home.
Back to you, John.
We now go to our other correspondent at the Republican National Convention who has met up with Republican nominee Governor Mitt Romney. Take it away, Fox Dasher.
Thank you, John. Governor Romney, what are some of the characteristics you feel that you have that would make you a good president?
I'm not a bad person.
I know.
I don't drink and I don't kill. I got no evil habits, and I probably never will. I don't sing like Elvis Presley. I can't dance like Fred Astaire. But there's one thing in my favor. I'm a millionaire.
Is there anything about you that would cause people not to vote for you?
I know they're all thinking I'm so wide and nerdy, just too wide and nerdy.
You have a grueling campaign schedule. First to win the Republican nomination, now to compete against President Obama. What is your secret to keeping up this pace? Governor Romney, California and New York are huge states, but very hard for a Republican to win. Do you think you have a shot at either one?
If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York.
One final question. Some say it is hard to unite the Republican Party because there are right-wing Tea Party people and more moderate Republicans. Is there any common ground, and what do you hope will happen at this convention?
One thing I can tell you is you got to be free. Come together right now over me.
Back to you, John.
We will now go to the Democratic National Convention. Live from Charlotte, North Carolina, our roving reporter, Jeff Dwayne.
Thank you, John. I am here with Vice President Joe Biden. Mr. Biden, this is 2012, and there has been talk about the Mayan calendar. Now, do you have any concerns about December 2012?
It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine.
Vice President Biden, you are just one heartbeat away from becoming the leader of this country. How does that make you feel?
Oh, I just can't wait to be king.
It looks like President Obama has entered the convention center. Let's see if we can get in there and ask some questions. Mr. President, you seem to be hitting a lot of the TV talk shows. Why do you suppose they keep having you on?
I've got them moves like Jagger. I've got them moves like Jagger.
You have been talking a lot about the rich paying more taxes. Tell us a little more about that.
Some folks are born silver spoon in hand. Y'all don't help himself, dog. But when the tax man comes to the door, y'all, the house look like a rummage sale, yeah.
You have also come out in favor of gay marriage. Is there a strategy there? Do you hope that will win you California?
Won't you save me, San Francisco?
The economy still seems to be struggling. Do you have anything to say to the American people about that?
I know you feel these are the worst of times. I do believe it's true.
The polls show you neck and neck with Governor Romney. Do you still feel you can get reelected? If you don't get reelected, how will that feel?
I used to rule the world, seas would rise when I gave the word.
One last question. Do you have anything to say to Governor Romney? There you have it from the Democratic National Convention. Back to you, John.
That is our coverage from the 2012 presidential election. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Fox. Thank you, Jeff. And thank you, America. Good night.